Welcome back, friends. It's the Half-Ass Crafter. I'm Laura, the Half-Ass Crafter. We are definitely going to do a half-ass craft. How do you know we're doing a half-ass craft? Because the color cube is here. And whenever the color cube is here, Laura is getting ready to really stretch her creative muscles, expanse. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever noun should be there. I'm going to pick a color card, and then that's the color. And we don't get to repick. And we don't get to turn off the camera and do it all over again or anything like that. Y'all are seeing what I'm seeing as I'm here, okay? Like, this is the way of the world. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna put this here. Hey, look at that. Those are good colors. There's a lot. I like all the colors. Man, I feel like I got some really muted ones the first few times that I've done this. So this is great. Okay, so here's our color. And these are all, it looks like that they're love locks. I don't know if that's from the famous place in Paris. I think it's a bridge. I don't remember. Maybe it's a bridge in Amsterdam. I don't remember that either. So we've got crimson, orange, mimosa, raspberry, and royal blue. Or red, orange, yellow, pinkish, and periwinkle-ish. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to work in the small art journal today. Let's put this here so you can see it. And we're going to work in the small art journal. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you could hit that subscribe button, like that would be really great. Because I have had a weird past couple of months with my subscribers. So I'm just doing a quick flip through in case anyone is new here and they haven't seen these pages. I did all of these pages on camera, so there is a video. I usually did them in threes. So I think the first three had one, and then these three had a video. Are these stuck together? What's happening? No, I just have fat fingers. And then these three were a video. It's a beautiful day to leave me alone. And then I did this one by myself, but then I came back once I figured out what I was doing, and I made two more with y'all. So that's a video. And then this was our first color cube video. Remember, we got the peacock colored card. So that was fun. And I made those three. And then we're going to do three today. And then, wow. And then we just have two pieces left. I might have a refill for this. I don't know, actually. Maybe we do these three and then two more. And then this art journal's done. Then what will I do? Well, I'll get another art journal. I have plenty. Don't worry. I don't even need to buy any. We're going to do 3 pages. I'm going to go and find some collage. Haha, you know what's really fun? This is sitting right here on my desk, and that, I'm going to say, has the colors in it that we need. I know that this blue is a little different from that blue, but man, it's pretty close. So I'm going to cut some of these things out. I think I'll definitely take that. I think I'm just going to do a little bit of collage on these. I might do a little bit of painting. I'll go see what color paints I have. And we're gonna have to put layers on. So this is gonna be a long video for me. For you, it won't be. I'll edit a bunch of stuff out and it'll just flow, I hope. But for me, this will probably take a couple of days. So I'm gonna go round up some colors and things, and then we're gonna come back and do all of this. Be right back. Okay, friends. So I was going to do acrylic paint, and then I realized, no, you know what I don't use enough of? My watercolors. I did cut out some little pieces of paper here, but I'll set those off to the side. I don't use these watercolors nearly as often as I would really like to. So I thought, let's use the watercolors. So I swatched out some of the watercolors, and y'all, I mean, they're pretty close. So the yellows I was a little unsure of, but they're so subtle, I just don't think that it really is going to matter. So I swatched those out, so I think I can remember which pans are the right colors for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each one of these, well, y'all know me. I say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. I'm going to try to do each one of these like in a different way of something that I've seen where I'm like, ooh, let's try this because it'll be fun or whatever. So we'll see. Hopefully it will work out and happen. But don't be surprised if I change my mind and I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to do this other thing. So, you know, stuff happens. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a wax resist. I know. I think what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to spray this with water. And somebody told me one time, they were like, when you use watercolor, like, you should spray your paper. By the way, if you spray the other side too, it'll flatten itself out. You should spray it to where it isn't glossy. It's just like moist. And I'm like, well, I don't really get that. I think maybe because it's so dry where I live. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Let's use the raspberry, which is this one, I believe. I'm fairly certain. And these are so small, I can't use a big brush to pick up a lot of color. So I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to pick up some more water. And we're going to do this. And this paper, my paper is already drying. It's dry here and here. So I'm going to get this in these puddles as quickly as possible. Like so. Okay. And then I think I'm going to spray a little bit there. And then I'm going to put some on these puddles. I need some water. It's dry in here, y'all. We have a snowstorm coming. It has not snowed. I was in the grocery store and there were these two, I think they were brothers. They looked very alike. But they were in there shopping for stuff. I don't know what. And they were like, we got to talking about some of the stuff on clearance. And one of them, he says, I swear it's going to snow here before the end of the winter. And I was like, right? Where the heck is all this snow? And he's like, yeah, I need something to shovel. That's how I get rid of all of my holiday weight. And I was like, right? Now you got to get on the treadmill because that's what you have to do. So, you know. Okay. That's what I want to do there. I'll go all the way that way. Okay. So now I'm going to dry this right here. And I will be back. Okay. So I've done that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Yeah. I feel like I hear someone yelling at me, don't forget to use salt. And I don't want to forget to use salt. And hopefully I won't. But right now I got to use this and not salt. But what I'm going to do is I want to I want to draw some shapes on the pink. Is that what I want to do? I think so. And then I'm going to wash over it with the blue, I believe. We'll see what I'm going to do. But the first thing I want to do is I just want to draw some shapes. Maybe some lines, circles, plus signs. I don't know where my lines are to add plus signs. And then there's little circles here. I don't know if this isn't actually like a crayon. It's an actual like wax stick, but it's got, I mean, something has to come off in it, right? So I did that. So now what I want to do is I want to put a little bit of water there and a little bit of water down the middle. And I'm going to take the blue and I need to activate it. So that's going to take a minute. And then I'm going to put this blue in here. Like so. I'm kind of smushing the water around a little. Okay, and then my hope is, I hope I can get, man, maybe I need some of this blue too. I feel like, oh, that's way closer, isn't it? But that's with both of them mixed together. This blue I don't feel like is coming up very well. So I'm going to keep messing and playing, but I'll fast forward through me trying to figure out how to get this blue into my brush. Okay, so my little marks did come out. I think you can kind of see them there. Yep. The circles kind of came out too. You can sort of see those there. If you had a white crayon, like an actual, you know, Crayola crayon or whatever, that would work as well. So, okay, that's cool. We've got that. And then I have these very warm colors. So I've made very cool colors, right? This is kind of a cool background. So now I have these other colors. I think I'm going to set this one off to the side. And now I'm going to do one where I use the warm colors first. So I'm going to spray this, spray that. There's a sheen, but not drips, right? Isn't that what I want? I don't know. Okay, and then the crimson one was really hard to find, but now I have that song in my head. You know the song. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that one. Crimson and wall. So I'm going to put this in here. Oh, see, it's already dry. I do not have bright, these are all LEDs, y'all. I don't have like, you know, studio lights that are like 800 watts and, you know, 90 degrees. I don't have anything like that happening over here. We're not that fancy. We're not that fancy. I feel like I need, yeah, like that. That's cool. Okay, so I've got that. And then I also want to do, a little orange. So we're going to put some orange over here too. And these are warm colors. So if warm colors touch each other, they shouldn't turn to mud. But that's not to say that these won't, because I'm doing it. And this is half-ass crafting. And the universe is like, she thinks she knows things. She doesn't know things. I'll show her. And voila. Here we go. So, wow, again, with the drying, so quick. There we go. That's right. And I am trying to like deliberately be a little messy here. Like, I don't want this to be terribly, what's the word? Like forced, or somebody knows the word I'm looking for. I'm just trying to get things in here, man. All right, and then I'm gonna need a yellow. So I'm gonna take this medium yellow. I really don't think that it matters. I think that's the medium yellow. I don't know. And I'm gonna put that here. And I'm gonna spray a touch more water. There we go. You also can't really direct where the spray bottle goes, which also gets interesting. So then you're just kind of like at the mercy of the spray bottle, you know? So and I do want to mix the colors together. Definitely gonna go for that look. The yellow I kind of want to put in places, and I need another concentrated splotch of yellow there. All right, now I'm going to dry this, because this I think is very close to what I want. So let's dry. Okay, that really, it's still a little wet because I want to put it under a book because it really wants to curl. But that really turned out super neato. So these are the two that we have so far. And these are just backgrounds. Remember, they're not anything fancy dancy. They're just a background. We're going to cover them up with collage, y'all. They're not staying like this forever. And then we're going to do the last one. And the last one, let's find out what I do. Are you as excited as I am? You should be. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I've got to be careful. So I can mix the blue, or I can put down the blue in the other colors, but the blue is a cool color and the other ones are warm colors. So I've got to be careful or my blue is going to, ooh, I need salt, don't I? Let me go get salt. Be right back. Okay, I got rock salt because if I recall, it works better if you put down some rock salt. So anyway, okay, let's redo this bad boy. What I was saying was if I mix the blue with any of the warm colors, I'm gonna get mud. So I want to remain aware of that and don't mix the blue with the warm colors. So I need to keep them as separated as possible. I can mix it with the yellow, that'll give me a green, obviously. I know, what I probably need to do is get your paint down and then you can mess with the salt. But I'm excited to see what the salt does. Sometimes I get excited, y'all. You know, I mean, it's okay. We can get excited. We can be excited. You can be excited about all sorts of things. It's all okay. Okay, and then I think I can mix, I think this will just give me purple. So I'm gonna put a little bit of raspberry here. And I think people keep the salt on like overnight. Is that right? I feel like that's right. And then I want some of this crimson, but I'm gonna put it down here. I need a skitch of water. Is that what that's called? I don't know. Okay. And then I want to do a little bit more yellow. I'm gonna make it kind of concentrated here. And then I also do want some of the orange. Okay. And then I'll put a little bit of orange down here as well. Like so. Okay. And I think I want, ooh, you know what I want to do right there? I'm going to take a little bit of this crimson and splotch it over here like that. There we go. And then I do need some more blue. This blue is not a good blue. So I'm gonna run a little blue over these white spots. But they need to connect or it's gonna look a little weird. So there we go. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do, it's got a lot of water on it. So I'm gonna take my rock salt. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave it overnight. I'm gonna walk away right now. I'm gonna go watch my own YouTube videos. Wait, not my YouTube videos, but the channels that I watch. I'm gonna go watch some YouTube and get ready for bed. I'm gonna let this sit overnight and then we will come back tomorrow at some point and see just what in the heck did we create with some rock salt on watercolors. I don't know. I feel like there's a few people out there that will know. And in case you're like, oh my gosh, are you using expensive bougie salt? I got this at Ross for like, well, the price tag isn't on here anymore, but I think it was like $1.99 or something. So it's not bougie. All right, we're gonna let this sit. Should I spray it with water again? No, I'm not going to. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Leaving it alone, not touching it. I'm going to bed. We'll be back. Hey, that is a really, I just saw it in my laptop monitor over there. That's a really bright page. This is going to be really interesting to see what we come up with. And then we've got to come up with collage stuff to put on it. Or are we going to color on it? Are we going to draw on it? What are we going to do? We've got to figure that out. So, all right. I'm going to clean up, but I'm going to leave that alone. I will see you in just, well, for you, it's just going to be a blink. But for me, it's going to be a little longer. Okay, friends, we're back. So it's the next day, and I let the salt sit overnight, and this is what we got. It's really neat. And I think this is done. I think I'm going to mark this background done. I don't want to do anything else to the watercolors here. So I may put a layer of gesso on it, or like clear gesso if I want it or something, but I'm not going to do anything else to that one. So that one's off to the side. And once I saw this one, I looked at these two and I was like, I got to add all the other colors. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got these two Distress Oxides, Spice Marmalade and Mustard Seed. And I think I'm going to put a stencil on this one with these two. So Distress Oxide will sit on top, I hope. And then with this one, I have this blue Prize Ribbon Distress Oxide spray, and it's not quite the royal blue, but I'm like, it's close enough. It's got to be close enough. So all I'm going to do with this one, though, is I think just spray a little bit of this on here, hit it with water, and let it dry. So we're going to do that first because that'll be super easy. I've already shaken this up and it's good to go, I think. So I always spray. Wonky. That's how I always spray. I'm also going to turn it and do that. Okay. That is like really interestingly. I wish this was a better water bottle. It doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Okay. I am going to, what am I going to do? Blot some of this up like so. Wipe all this up and just go set this over off the side and let it dry. Oh, the oxides they're so messy. I mean, it's like you can't help but get them on you. And to be water soluble, they sure do hang out on your skin for a really long time. Okay, this one I'm just going to get a blending brush. Okay, this blending brush I'm 99% certain has had both of these on it. We're gonna start, I think, with the spiced marmalade, and I'm just gonna do, I want this to stay down pretty well. And remember, my table shakes. It isn't the camera. The camera's very steady. My work surface is not. So I apologize for that if it makes you a little wobbly, a little wobbly. All right, so I've done that. Ooh, that's kind of neat over the wax that I put on there. It gives it kind of an interesting feel. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this yellow. Man, have I ever even used this yellow? Who knows? I think I have. All right, and then we're going to, I think I'm gonna use this one. Okay, cool. All right, so I don't think, well, maybe I could spray it. It's an oxide, and I like the dribbles that I can get sometimes, but I have to dribble it on the floor. Okay, now I'm gonna set this off to the side and let it sit, and hopefully what will happen is the water droplets will oxidize on the oxidized ink, and they will lighten, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, everything's dry. Look at it. It turned out so well. I did for a minute think, oh, I wish that wasn't so splotchy, but then I was like, you know what? I think if I put pink things on the top of this, I think that it might look okay. So I need to pick out the focal points. So let me tell y'all a little story. Story time. So when I first started my channel and I started really doing collage, I was like, I don't need a focal point. That's silly. That's just like a formula. And then we're just churning things out like a factory. And that was fine to have that thought. But then I realized, no, you actually do need a focal point, or else you end up with like this, it's almost like creative mud. It's just a bunch of pieces that aren't cohesive. So yes, you can do like a big random collage, which I really enjoy doing, by the way. See glue book days. But I will say, when you're doing these sorts of things, like you're making a whole like cluster that is going to sit on your page. If you're into junk journaling, you know what a little cluster is? It's that, but it's on just a touch larger scale, and that's the focal point of your page. So with all of that being said, what I want to do is, I'm thinking, because these are so colorful, gosh, I just love this one, y'all. Isn't that beautiful? I may have to scan this one in before I put things on it. I think I will. But anyway, what I want to do, I think I'm going to put some book page on the backgrounds of these first, because they are so colorful. I kind of want to tone them down just a smidge. So I think I'm going to put some book page on the back. But again, with me saying I'm going to do this thing, y'all know that that's not necessarily real. Before I do that, I picked out these pages from my Collage Soup printables. And you may be asking, Laura, why are you using Collage Soup printables so much lately? Well, that's because I literally have a stack right behind me that you can't see that's probably this big, which is like 3 inches. And that's just the printed ebooks that I have bought and printed. This doesn't include the ebooks I haven't printed, because there are some of those, nor does it include the books that I've bought from Amazon. So I need to get through this stuff. When I reorganized my art space, I put a bunch of stuff that I want to use for collage in a little trolley, you know, those little 3-tiered rolling storage carts behind me. And I'm just trying to use that. And then when that depletes, I will add more things to it out of my stash. This is how I'm creating constraints. That's my word of the year, constraint. That's right. So what I want to do is I want to go through these Collage Soup bits. I'm going to work through these Collage Soup printables, and I'm just going to roughly cut out the things that I want to take with me that could potentially be a focal point. You know what? I know that that's not quite raspberry, but it's pretty close. Ooh, this is mimosa or yellow. Oh, a mimosa drink. Got it. I was like, why is that called mimosa? Oh, that's right. There's a booze thing called mimosa. I forget, because I rarely drink. And I certainly don't drink champagne. Ugh. I'm allergic to wine. I think it has something to do with the grapes and the tannins and the sulfites, and I don't know. I'm allergic to a whole lot of stuff in wine, because I take one sip and I am immediately stuffy and my head starts hurting. I mean, it is fast. So sometimes Collage Soup has these printables which are already collaged, right? Like this one's already collaged. And what I do is I saw this, and rather than look at this whole thing, I was like, ooh, this has my colors in it. So I'm actually going to cut out just this moth thing. And I'll fussy cut that moth out if I want to use it. And then you can look at the rest, and like this has yellow in it, so let's cut that out as well. Why not? And yes, I know its wings are cut off, but that's okay because we can put something else behind it. So I'm not too terribly worried. For this one, what I did was I was looking for bits that had the colors that I need. And this flower here has the colors that I need. I'm going to try to not get that other flower. And then I also like this yellow one that's kind of attached to it. So what I'm going to do is take all of it. All right. And then this one, I liked this one poppy up here. So I'm going to take that. And this is how you can use collage sheets. So I mean, if you look at this, it is collage, right? There's like this collage, you know, there's like book pages or something in the background. So what do? You look at what's on top and say, well, can I use that? I could actually even use this one here. So let's take that one out. Because what I can do is cut out elements out of these pages and layer those onto each other. All right. And then this one, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of good colors in here. This is basically our color palette. Here's our color palette. So you have pink, you have orange, you have yellow, you have blue. I mean, it's not the exact same colors, but they're a different tone. So I may rip parts of this or cut parts of this out to put in the background. But I'm going to set this one on the bottom because I don't actually, I mean, I could cut out these individual pieces and I may use that in a bigger sense. And then this, I liked these two flowers because sometimes if you use oversized elements in your collage, that gives you a whole lot of interest. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And I can still use these bits, right? I can cut these up and use them in the backs of collages or who knows. I did pull these because I was like, well, maybe I could use these as, you know, as a whole. But actually I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. And then there's this, which may also be fun to use in, I don't think I'm going to use those. This one I was like, ooh, I could use that, but I don't think that that's going to go with what I've got going on over there. Oh, okay, right. I forgot about these. So these are really cool. So there are some really interesting, you know, things going on. Like she's got a bird in her hair. So I think I might take her. So she's unfortunately got this pink stuff, but that's all right. This was a free printable. If you subscribe to Emily's newsletter, she does freebies really often. So if you have a printer and are on a budget, she's definitely got you covered. This is a cool background. I might use this background. We'll see. And then, ooh, that blue butterfly. We don't have many blue things. So let's take that. Definitely want that. I just want to say how much I appreciate y'all supporting my channel. I recently hit 5,000 subscribers and was just like, oh my gosh. It took forever. There's something weird going on with my channel. It's been happening since like around the end of November. At first, I just chalked it up to, you know, I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just the weirdness from the holidays, because a lot of times around the holidays, viewership really goes down on YouTube for some reason. And so I just was like, I guess, viewership's just going down. And I didn't really think much else of it. But it just never recovered. And I can't figure out, did YouTube just like stop, serving my videos to people? I don't really know. I'm not sure what happened. But like even views on, like Glue Book Saturday and stuff have gone way down, which doesn't make any sense other than they quit serving my videos as often as they used to, I guess. So I really do appreciate everyone tuning in and watching my videos and commenting, because the interaction really helps. It's like, even if they do, I think some people call this shadow banning. I'm not sure that it's actually a shadow ban though, but where they just don't serve you. They don't serve your content. If you interact with it, they will reverse that. The algorithm wants the interactions. So I really appreciate it when y'all interact with my videos. That's super good for me. So, comment. And you can do a stream of consciousness commenting. You can sit there and watch my video and comment as you're watching. That's awesome. I love those because it's like we're having a conversation together. So super love that. Feel free to do that if you want. Thumbs ups helps, of course. And, just if you share this video, that also helps me a ton. So I really, really do appreciate it. I'm not trying to make money off of my channel. I'm trying to make friends and community. And I just want to find more folks to be inspired by. And so I greatly, greatly appreciate any little bit that y'all can do to help. There is a free ebook on my Ko-fi site, ko-fi.com. I think it's / the Halfass Crafter or Halfass Crafter. Sometimes I put the, sometimes I don't. And then I'm like, Laura, stop being so daft. What are you doing? I know. I don't. Who knows? Who knows what's wrong with my brain? Anyway, so I just appreciate y'all. I really do. It was fun to watch that Glue Book Saturday video and how everybody like rallied around getting me to 5,000, and some of you even paid a little bit for my ebook, which you certainly don't have to do, but I find that so wonderful, and it just makes me like smile whenever Ko-fi's like, so and so, just bought this thing out of your shop, and they paid X dollars for it. It's really cool. So thank y'all for that. That's awesome. It just really, it warms my heart. It really does. I'm not kidding. I know I'm kind of like making fun of myself, but for real, that's how I feel. So I really do appreciate y'all supporting my channel. That makes me feel really good. My hope is one day I'll be able to retire. Who knows when? Hopefully before, I'm dead. And I would love to just do this with y'all as my little retirement hustle, because it feels like we're all going to have to hustle in some way through retirement. I don't think we're going to get leisure retirements where we just get to golf and, hang out by the pool all day. That's for the ultra rich. They don't want us to be able to do that, because then we just dirty up their pool side and their golf courses, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, maybe that's my problem. Maybe I say too many bad things about the ultra rich, and YouTube is like, no, shadow ban. I don't know. I don't care. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna finish fussy cutting and take my crazy lady opinions and shove them back deep into the recesses of my soul, and we'll be back. It'll be great. Be right back. Okay, friends. So I did all the fussy cutting, and as I was fussy cutting, I was kind of laying things out and trying to see what should I put where, what will look like what, that sort of thing. And this is what I kind of came up with. And then I did play a little bit more, but I want to show you something now to help you. So if you look at these, nothing's glued down, but if you look at them, you're like, those are pretty good collages. This is probably my favorite one, but I also like this one a lot. They are pretty good. There's nothing really wrong with them. But what I want to show you is how adding some more layers makes them pop. So one thing about this middle one here is that this background has so much yellow in it, and these have so much yellow in it that they just sort of fall into the background, and you can't really make out these flowers. So one thing I would probably want to do is outline these flowers with black so that you could see them very well. The other option is to put this that has so much orange on this page over here, because then you could see it. You can see it better, but even then it kind of fades down. So you definitely want to, I'm definitely going to want to outline all of this in black, right? So I'm going to put them back because I do think I want them the other way. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to outline that in black. One thing that's going on here is that I have cut accidentally, well, I didn't accidentally, they were cut off. The wings of this were cut off. I did glue her head down, and there was some really fine glitter in the tip of my glue. So now she has glitter on her, but that's okay. She's attached to this moth head, but that's all right. We're going to fix that in a minute. But see, I can strategically place her back here, and we will have to trim her wings on this side, and that's fine. But I can strategically place her back there. You can't tell that her wings got cut off. So she would probably, I would also want to outline her. Probably want to outline her too, but watch. What if we come along and what if we added on the background some newsprint, or I'm sorry, book page, not newsprint, it's book page. So we add book page. She's gonna come down here. That would be on top of her there. This one would go under here to kind of give like a little bit of a base. And then this I realized needed to be a little bit longer, but my book page wasn't long enough. This is basically how long the book page is. So what I thought I would do is I would just layer these two, right? So if I do that, if I layer these two here like this, and then this one was down here, and then if I have her little butterfly like so, oh, I wanted it like that. She's gonna go there, like so. And now that's a much more interesting collage. Just adding that book page makes it way more interesting. So this one, she looks pretty good, right? But what if we put a little piece of book page here, and I'll cut that off. And remember, she had the hair that had the other lady's hair on top of hers that was bright pink. So we cut it off. And I actually forgot about that and was rearranging this. And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. We need to cover that up. And I just happened to have this piece, which already has been cut off, but would work perfectly there. So then I was like, well, I can just put a really small bit of book page here. Again, I would trim that off. And then I like this Harbors of Memory. And so I thought, well, I can just slide that back there like that. And then this, I like this typeface in this language. And so I thought, well, I can just put this here, and I know I'll have to trim that hole, and that's fine. I don't mind that. But now this is a whole new collage. Like it's got a lot more going on. And with her, she's kind of interesting. So with her, I thought, let me see if I can remember what I thought. I did think about, I want to put this here and I want to have this coming out of it. This has to be about there, which means she needs to go about here, and that'll have to get trimmed up too. And that's fine. It's all okay if we have to trim things. Oh no, this says wasted life. That's right. Now, because I have this glue here and it got a little weird, I thought, what if I put that on her? And then I'm going to move this. I actually don't like that piece. I need something on this side because it needs to kind of go like this. If I put a bigger piece, let me do something like that. That's kind of interesting. So I wanted to show you how just adding another layer can help the entire piece. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and glue these book pages onto the backgrounds. I'll probably glue this one onto her as well. And then I'll come back and we will talk about what we're going to do on the next layer. I don't want y'all to have to sit and watch me glue. It's boring. Oh my God, I am a moron. So I just told y'all a whole bunch of stuff and went through all sorts of things. We made some decisions. I told you about some things. I decided that that looked better here and I was just gonna go ahead and glue it down. And I was very excited about it. And y'all were too, in case you were wondering, in case you didn't know, you were very excited. And we had a great conversation. So I just need you to know that that did happen. Unfortunately, yeah. Yep, exactly what you're about to say is what happened. I didn't record any of it. I was like, why did my phone just fall asleep? Oh, because nothing was recording. Hey, it took me almost 3 years to do that, aside from that live recording, not live, but when I was with Debbie and we recorded together. All right, so there's the first page, and I don't think I'm done. I think I'm going to zhuzh it up with some markers and things. So stay tuned for that. But now let's work on these. So this one's going to be a little interesting. The first thing I have to do is I have to concern myself with these holes here because that is how I have been measuring where to put things. Okay, I'm going to glue and I'm just using a glue stick because it's going down on watercolor. It's just paper. It isn't acrylic. Acrylic is plastic. If you're putting it on acrylic, probably want art glitter glue, Mod Podge, something a bit heavier. We even had like a great conversation about how I outlined all of this. And then I even went in and outlined the inside of this. And I outlined this on camera, I said. I was like, I'm even going to do it on camera so that you can see me be scared too, because this is my scared face. It was a good joke. I thought it was a good joke. Nobody heard it, so it wasn't a good joke. That's definitely the rule of jokes. If no one hears it, probably wasn't a good joke. I tried, came up short. Story of my life. Whatever. All right, and then, haha, I forgot. That's okay. I have this little, it was almost like that glue wasn't stuck very well on purpose, huh? And then she's gonna go right there. All right, let's glue her down. I need another glue stick. Where are all my glue sticks? All right, we're gonna use this Pritt glue stick because it's pretty old and I need to get rid of it. Use them up because that's the name of the game for 2025 is use your stuff. Just use it. Just use it. I know there's a few people that I've seen a couple of videos where people are doing the whole I use it or I lose it in 2025, which is probably something that I need to do. All right, so this needs to go just under. Ooh, why are you sticking to me? Don't stick to me. There it goes. That's how I want it right there. The Pritt stick, I believe, is pretty good. All right, and I'm just gonna fold those over like that. That is cool. I like that a lot. And again, I kind of feel like I need something here, so I may come back in and do some stuff to that. All right, now we're gonna glue this nice lady together. I know that I want this dragonfly on her neck like that. Oh, I did glue this to her hair, so I didn't mess that up. Because what I need is I'm gonna need this to all sit in a very specific way. And I'm gonna trim this so it looks like it's coming out of that piece of paper. Taking care to think about that I have to worry about those holes there. Yes. Okay, so what I wanna do, I'm actually gonna use a little bit of art glitter glue, and I'm just going to run some glue under here and stick that there. And I'm going to run some glue under here, put that there, run some glue under here, put that there. So now that, and then I have to pull it up because I don't want to stick it to the paper yet. Okay, so now I've got it all glued this way. So what I'm gonna do is make sure that I have all of my layers glued. Okay, now I need to put this in here. And the cool thing is I know where it all needs to go, so I can get it all down. So we're gonna use glue stick again. Okay, and then we know that this round piece needs to go near the edge. And we know that that needs to sit like that. And there we go, down. Ta-da! There's the third one. She's great. Ooh, I like her a lot. She's fun. Okay, so now what I want to do is, well, this one's coming up, so I'm going to put, here's how I roll these things. If you don't go down with the glue stick, I'm going to use art glitter glue on you. Okay. So now what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about figuring out ways that I want to zhuzh them up, right? So this one, I think what I might do is I may just outline the flowers, and I probably should have done this before I glued them down, but I think I'm going to outline the flowers in black. And I'm probably will outline her head in black as well. Man, this one just looks really good with that black outline. I'm so proud of that black outline on that. That's really, really good. Go me. And then she definitely needs some definition around here. So I'm going to definitely outline this one as well. So I'm going to do that with my Posca fine tip. And then I will come back. Okay, friends, we did it. All right. So this video has been fun. I forgot to hit record and you missed a very small bit, at least. My hands are very dirty, but that's okay. And then we put all of this together. I outlined everything. So I'm going to leave all of that alone. We're going to call this good. Remember, this was our card. And this is what we came up with. I think it's pretty close. I think it's pretty close. Here, what do you think? What are your thoughts on how well I matched the card? I'm going to say A+, because I'm the teacher and totally fair and unbiased opinions. All right. So here's the little quick flip through of the ones that we've done. I have definitely been trying to do layers. Ooh, yeah, these we outlined in black. Ooh, and those too. Should we outline these in black too? Let's do it. And then I'll put them away when they dry because this oil marker takes a long time. So, number one, store this oil marker right side up, because if you store it upside down, it pools in the tip, and this tip is very soft. So it will definitely hang on to a bunch of paint. Sorry, I'm trying to not, this is actually my favorite shirt. I don't know why I'm wearing it up here, but here we are. It's only my favorite shirt because A, it's a super bright color, and I love super bright colors, and B, it's so warm. Oh my gosh. It's just like the warmest sweatshirt hoodie thing that I own, and I love it. So that's just the way it is. I bought it for myself for Christmas and then told my husband to wrap it. Or maybe, I think actually what happened was he came to me and said, hey, I want these clothes for Christmas. Why don't you buy them for me? And I said, funny, I want these clothes for Christmas. Why don't you buy them for me? And so what ended up happening was I bought him some clothes. He bought me some clothes at the store that we were at together. So, you know, you just do what you can for Christmas because it's all made up anyway. Oh no. Okay, that has to get glued back down. But not right now because it's wet with paint. All right, there they are. What do we think about those? Oh my gosh, they're so good outlined. Debbie over at My Vagabond Style is the one that turned me on to doing this. I know people have been doing it. It's nothing new. But Debbie turned me on to doing it, and fabulous. Woo, don't want to get any paint on that. Really, really fabulous. So here they are. There you go. We've got our 3 ladies. We're going to put them in the book when they dry, but I will get them in the book. Here's a quick flip through of the book for you so that you can see what all we have done. And if you are new here, welcome. I finally hit 5,000 subscribers. Boy, did that take a long time and is a little sus. But if you're new here, welcome. And if you want to go and see a video similar to this one where I make these pages, there is a playlist that I will try to remember to put in here somewhere. Maybe I'll either put it over here or I will put it in the description box. So, oh, these are so good. I think I need to outline her. She needs some help. So good. So good. So good. How many times can you say so good, Laura? As many as it takes for you to take another shot, because it should be a drinking game. Whenever Laura says so good, drink. I think that's an excellent drinking game, if I'm honest. All right, so I'm going to put her in, and then I'm going to put her in, and now everybody's in the book. We just have 2 pages left in this book, and one of them's already painted, so that's it. We got one more video for this book, and then this art journal is done-zo. And then we're going to move on to a different art journal because I have an idea, and I hope that you'll stick with me so that we can go through my idea and do it together. And I hope that you had fun, and I hope that this gave you a little bit of inspiration because that's really why I do this, is to inspire people. And, you know, if you haven't joined the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. Show me your artwork so that I can be inspired. And if you have a channel, tell me about it down below so I can be inspired. I'm not trying to sell anything, so there's no competition for me. So I want to see your art. I would love it. So feel free to share it with me. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye.